Well, I'll tell you a little bit about CBYX and the role of Nacel Open Door. If you've done your homework, which I'm hoping you have, you would realize that there's three components of the Congress Bundestag Youth Exchange. The primary component is the high school exchange. These are high schoolers going over to Germany, living with a host family, attending a gymnasium for the school year, and then coming home. And it is reciprocal. We have young Germans coming into the United States, living with a host family, attending the local schools. And it's a large component, and so it is governed by 5 different organizations across the country. So they're regionally separated by 5 organizations. At the higher level as far as age goes, we have the young professionals. And this organization, Culture Vistas, runs the young professionals. And I always want to mention to our applicants, if you're not chosen as a participant on this program, that doesn't mean it's your last chance, because I would encourage you to look at the young professionals down the road, because it is open to up to age 25, and it's for those who've had a couple years of college or some work experience. And so it pretty much mirrors our program, but ours is the smallest one. We're right in the middle there, only 25 students. So we're small, but we're mighty, and very much in attention of especially the German government, because we are the vocational in that we are sending young people to have special education opportunities, but hands-on work experience that can be done at this level of experience, coming out of high school and able to go over and have meaningful internships and make an impact and learn so much. It is an outbound program only. So Americans are going to Germany at 18 years of age. We don't have the Germans coming in because actually we don't have a system set up that would be with the myriad of educational venues that they have for apprenticeships, practicums in Germany. We don't have that here in the United States, and it would be a little more difficult, I think, to find the internships for Germans coming in. So it's a one-way program, and it has a very small window of opportunity, graduating high school students only. So, but it is a well-known program. All of the programs in Germany, they call it PPP. I have the PPP, CBYX. PPP stands for
Parlamentarisches Patenschaftsprogramm.
Yeah. Dankeschön. And so PPP in Germany is very well known by everyone, and particularly those in the government. The young people from Germany coming over actually are selected by their parliament representatives. We don't do it that way in the United States. And so the organizations here do the selection, and we're not quite as well known as we are in Germany. So anybody who's participating on this PPP program, CBYX PPP, you're very special, and you will realize that when you're there. Does anybody have any questions about another pop quiz? Does anybody know why this began, or when and why the program was established? Who? Yes? Who?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 1980s for immigration of Germans.
300th anniversary.
Exactly.
The early 1980s. The first participants in 83 coming back. And so it was the 300th anniversary of the first German immigrations to the United States. And you can see how through the years, I live in the Midwest, and so you can see how the Germanic influence was there across our country. So they thought, let's celebrate by doing something very special. And they created the Congress Bundestag Youth Exchange. And this was actually the first government-funded, and certainly the only by government-funded, two governments, the United States of America and Germany, funding for youth exchange. They had the Fulbrights, but for the younger youth, it was a first. So it was the granddaddy, and it has since been the model that has been used for all of the other ECA, U.S. Department of State governments, the YES grants, the Flex grants, Nacel, if any of you have been on or applied for that grant as well. So I just wanted to ask, do we have any dual applicants here for perhaps a high school program? No? Okay, that's all right. Are there any questions about the overall view of the CBYX program? CBYX, Congress Bundestag Youth Exchange. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about Nacel Open Door and Open Door International. Nacel Open Door, who are we? You've probably never heard of us. However, we have been around a long time. We were created by a merger in 1997 of Nacel Cultural Exchanges, which began in the late 1950s, and Open Door Student Exchange, which began in the early 60s. So both of these organizations are long-lasting, high reputation, under the auspices of CSIET, that's the Council of Standards that sets all of the rules and regulations for exchange programs in the USA. And when we merged, we came up with the name of Nacel Open Door. So that's where that came from. Just a little bit of credibility building for myself as the director of this program. I have been associated with CBYX since its inception in the early 80s. I did the high school program for 15 years. I was involved with it. And then I picked up when I went to Nacel, and we became Nacel Open Door, picked up the Vocational Youth Exchange. So that was long before any of you were born. but parents, just throw that out there. If you're going to be handing over your son or daughter to an organization or to people, it's nice to know that we have some credibility here. So we are known in the industry for our support system. It does exist. We take it very seriously. The safety and well-being of our participants anywhere in the world is our number one priority and concern. So, and we do provide excellent support. Just as an example, should there be an emergency and you need to call in, there is an 800 number. It is today a voicemail. Of course, you have to push the right button, though, and you get a real live person. So you don't just leave a message and somebody get back to you in a couple of days. No, you will have a live person who will expedite getting to the right person to help with the issue. With CBYX, that would be me, and I am on call 24/7, unless I have my phone on mute while I'm doing this. But otherwise, we're right on it. In Germany, our partner is ODI, Open Door International. We've been partnering together for over 20 years and have been working together on this program for over 20 years as well. So it's, again, this long-standing success with the program. Our new program coordinator in Germany, I say new, is Sandra, a young lady who's been with us now two years and doing a great job. Mm-hmm. But she has a good cadre of area representatives across the country in Germany. And those are the hands-on grassroots people who will choose, looking at the applications and reading the mini bios we write up on all of our 25 finalists, that they choose who they wish to work with for the year. Many reasons why they might choose. Normally it's the career goals that they're looking for, but they will choose this person and they will find an appropriate host family. The families are vetted, and then they will look at the most appropriate education venue depending on the career goals, because you'll hear a little more about the different systems from those who have lived there, and then assist also with finding internships. So these are very important people, and they do a good job. It's very important to them as well. So I just want you to be assured that the organizations have been around, and it is a young adult program. They are going off, they're leaving home, and they're going to be making decisions without mom and dad looking over their shoulders for the first time. They're going to have a host family, but on the other hand, it's very much they're going to be independent and in control of their decision making. But we have a lot of rules and regulations as well. I call it the safety net. Students, you may not care about that. Parents, I would hope you would. You know, we want that safety net. And the rules and regs, when you read through the agreements, you know, signing, it's common sense. But they're all based on safety and security. And so that I feel the safety net is extremely important, and it is in place, and that's what our job is, you know, to make sure that everything is going to go smoothly for them. So are there any questions about the organization?
Sue, will you be updating parents monthly on their students?
No. Right. Yeah. You're going to hear a lot from me. Our finalists will hear a lot from me through our maintenance period after the selection and prior to the pre-departure orientation, and we'll go through the time frame here a little later. But no, I am not in contact with people once that flight takes off. They're in the hands of the Germans, because primarily they're 18 years old and the Privacy Act kicks in. So, you know, you're not going to be hearing from me unless it's important or somebody's sick or hospitalized or whatever. Then I will be in contact with you, but otherwise not. But that doesn't mean you can't call me. You can call me at any time. And it doesn't also mean that you're not going to know what's going on. I know what's going on. They just don't know I know what's going on, because we do get monthly contact reports, both from the student and from the area reps. So hopefully they kind of match what I'm hearing from both sides. But we want our parents, our natural parents, to build a rapport with the host families as well. You know, get to know them. So you're not going to be in the dark. It's just that you're officially not going to be hearing from me. And the idea is no news is good news, because you'd only be hearing if it's something that there is a concern of mine that I want to check into.